Good morning guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel guys. Before I proceed into today's video, I would like to use this opportunity to say Eid Mubarak to my Muslim brothers and sisters out there which happens to be my follower, because just about one day ago we just celebrate the Eid festival for the Muslims. So I want to say a big shout out to my Muslim subscribers. Eid Mubarak to you. And to be honest with you, I am super excited to be here this morning to make this video for you guys. I am really super excited, and you may want to know why am I super excited this morning. And just like you can see on my thumbnail before you come into this video, I made my first $10,000 in Forex trading. I know it may sound surprising to you guys, but believe me, I made my first $10,000 in trading. As a Forex trader living in Dubai, I'm still doing my 9-to-5 job. I made my $10,000, which is pretty much cool. So in this video, I would like to share with you how I am able to make this $10,000 US. And I will want to tell you that please kindly wait to the end of this video so that you can know how I am able to make this $10,000. And if you listen carefully, you would be able to replicate the same thing. And within a short period of time, you too, you will have a testimony to tell people that you made your 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 US dollar. So first and foremost, I would like to share a knowledge to you guys, and that knowledge would enable you to make your $1,000, would also enable you to make your $10,000 or your $100,000 in Forex trading or within the financial market. So in today's video, I would like to share with you one of the ICT PDRAs. So because in ICT, for those of you that trade the smart money concept, there's what we call PDRAs. And ICT made us understand that we have like 7 institutional reference points. So the 7 institutional reference points are things like order block, fair value gap, mitigation block, breaker block, we have the liquidity void, we have the high and old highs and old lows. So they are basically 7 in numbers, which I am going to project on the screen so that you can also do your own due diligence with it. And my knowledge of this institutional reference point happens to be what made me my first $10,000 US. And I am going to pick at least one of the institutional reference points, and I am going to explain to you how it works and how you can use it also to make your first $1,000 or $10,000 in this financial market. So in today's video, I'll basically start with what we call a breaker block, and I am going to give you the definition of a breaker block, and which I am going to project on the screen so that you can see the definition as well. So the definition of a breaker block basically is when you have a failure order block. When you have a failure order block, it is simply referred to as a breaker block. So in a situation whereby you have higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, just like you can see on my screen. So when you have series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows to the upside, and the moment you have what we call a market structure shift or a change of character to the downside, so the last bearish candle while the price was moving to the upside before crashing down, making that market structure shift, the last bearish candle, which happens to be an order block or which ought to be an order block. So the moment we saw a market structure shift crashing below that order block, we said we now have a breaker block. I don't know if you get my explanation. When you have a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So it is expected that when market is making series of higher highs, higher lows, the retracement for a higher low should come to mitigate the other block before creating another break of structure to the upside. So in a situation whereby price or market was now coming back to that other block and fails to respect that other block, instead it breaks through that other block, we will say we now have a market structure shift, right, or a change of character. So when you now identify that change of character to the downside, you need to now mark out the bearish candlestick that the price breaks through or breaks across to the downside. So that bearish candlestick happens to be your breaker block. So when you have this knowledge, you can always go to the chart. I am going to project I am going to project the chart example of what I am saying. I am going to project it on the screen so that you can easily see what I am saying. So when you have series of higher highs, higher lows forming, and there happens to be a sudden market structure shift to the downside or a sudden change of character to the downside, all you have to do is to look at the other block that the price crashed into. So you now need to mark out that other block. That other block has now become a what? A breaker block. And that is why the definition of a breaker block is simple, which is a breaker block is a failed order block. And we can have a bearish order block, and also we can have a bullish order block. And just like I have said, you having this knowledge, you understanding this knowledge, you can actually use this knowledge to make your $1,000, your first $1,000 when you are trading, and also you can use this knowledge to make your $10,000 if you are trading. And this is basically one of the strategy which I apply. You don't have to know too much when you want to trade. You do not need to know too much. Having this knowledge alone can give you that $1,000 which you are looking for, can give you that $10,000, just like I have said in this video that I made my first $10,000. But to be honest with you guys, it's just what I call April Fool. Because as you all know, I don't know when you will be watching this video. This is 1st of April. But me telling you guys that I made my first $10,000 is just a way to joke with you guys. It's alright, I trade yesterday and I made some little bucks, but it's not $10,000. So looking at that thumbnail that I make $10,000 is just, I just want to use that to draw your attention so that you can listen to this simple knowledge of breaker block which I have to share with you guys. So do well to go to your chart and check for yourself on any time frame, because you can literally get your breaker block on any time frame. So in my subsequent video, I am going to show you how you can basically use this breaker block to trade. In this video is not meant to show you how you can trade with the breaker block, but basically I just want to clarify, because I know a whole lot of people are struggling with understanding what breaker block is. And if you are a smart money trader, you need to try as much as possible to master the 7 institutional reference points. And if you can do that, I can promise you that your trading will catapult itself to another top-notch level. So see you in my next video, where I will be sharing another institutional reference point which I tag the mitigation block. See you in my next video and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, guys.